Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this pre-event webinar for City Fair 2021. I'll just give it a few moments for everybody to log in, just as this is the start time. Welcome if this is your first workshop with ETOA. We're very glad to have you on board. Just a very quick overview. This is just an introduction to what to expect for City Fair this year, what needs to be done in advance of the workshop, and indeed your chance to ask any questions. So I refer you to the question and answer tab that you have available with GoToWebinar. So if you have any questions during this brief session, then please drop them into that box and I'll try and cover them. So as I said, this is all about City Fair 2021, which takes place on June the 8th. We will be kicking off on the day at 10 o'clock CEST, so we encourage you to log in just before that time. So we'll be running Central European summertime from 10 until 6. So please adjust that to your local time zone. For instance, if you're in the UK, appointments themselves will start at 9 o'clock and run until 5 o'clock. We've got sessions for different time zones, people dialing in from Asia and from North America. So they should already be loaded up and ready to go once we run the appointments. So just a very quick overview, obviously, before we kick off. ETOA runs this event in partnerships with European Cities Marketing, so I thank them in advance for their assistance. This year's edition is also sponsored by Switzerland Tourism, Tourism Ireland, Visit Finland and Hungary. So we're very grateful for them for the support they're giving us in getting City Fair this year underway. You should have all received your invitation to submit your appointment schedules. This is due for completion by Friday, so I would suggest, if you haven't already done so, to check in between now and then to complete. We've got a few more new delegates coming in throughout the week, so if you've done it already, that's fantastic. I would just suggest maybe on Thursday or Friday logging back in to see if there's any adjustments that you need to make. I will quickly do a demo of that in a second. You'll have 17 choices to submit on the appointment system. They are taken into account with your counterparts. So if you're a buyer, you'll have 17 and the suppliers will also have 17. They are taken together to create your agenda. So we start from the very top of your preferences and work down from there and try as match as many as we can for you. As I said just a minute ago, if there are any times during the day for an online event that you can't join us, then please let us know also by Friday, just so that we can block those times off for you in advance, so it doesn't affect any of the matching once we start that early next week. In total, we have 34 scheduled meetings, each with about a minute break in between. And then we've got 7 proper scheduled breaks throughout the day of 5 minutes in duration, as well as a lunch break. During the lunch, we'll also have an interesting presentation from Switzerland Tourism and David Edwards, who is ETOA's in-house insight specialist. So we'll give you half an hour off the back of your meetings, and then you can log back in and watch the broadcast that we're doing with them. That should be very interesting. So as I said, I will just now do a very quick tour of the appointment system, just in case this is a new platform for you. If you just bear with me. Okay, so you've got the login. I'm just using one of my colleagues now. Use your unique confirmation code to log in here. There's some instructions here about how best to use the filters. We use these from your perspective as well as people that you're trying to find, so their interests. So say you're a destination, you can set buyers interested in that country to then pre-qualify those who are interested already in your destination. Or you can find them specifically by searching the company name, but we'd really recommend to use some of these filters just to really whittle down in advance who you're looking for. You'll see a list of all your options of counterparts here. You can view a very brief introduction about their company, visit their website, etc. And then you can add them to the right-hand side. As I said, you get 17 choices. The really important thing to do there is then order them in order of preference, 1 being the people you want to meet the most, then down 17. So be very careful not just to add them over in alphabetical order. Make sure you do the important step of ranking them in order of preference. So once you have submitted those preferences, you can submit them down here. Again, as I said, this is open until Friday, so I recommend maybe setting a note in your diary as a reminder to maybe check in on Thursday or Friday, just in case there's been any changes and anybody on there that you really want to meet in advance. So as I said, please use the question function if you have any questions about what I'm saying now. And of course, me and the events team at ETOA are available throughout to provide any assistance. So once you've submitted those, then we start matching into next week. Then in advance, you'll be sent your provisional appointments, and that's just for you to start checking over just to make sure there aren't any important errors in there. Then we will send you your final appointments just a few days in advance, and that's the one you'll be working to. Then we upload them into our online event platform, of which I'm about to show you a very quick demonstration as to what it's all about. Just in case you haven't been to one of our events now, City Fair 21 will actually then take us a year into being online for our events. So we become quite good used to these. I will just show you a video of what to expect.
Welcome to Celestina, the online workshop platform. This brief video will show you how the platform works so that you know what to expect when you join an online event. All delegates will be provided with a unique confirmation number. When joining the event, this can be used to access your appointments. Each event has its own homepage providing useful information and downloads. When the workshop is due to start, delegates will need to visit the agenda page. Organisers can broadcast the stream to all delegates in designated plenaries or when there are spaces in the agenda. On the left-hand side, each delegate will see their bespoke appointment list. Expanding these will show helpful information about the counterparts lined up for a meeting. Keep an eye on the clock and countdown. Delegates don't have to do anything, the appointments will tune in and connect automatically. When meetings are underway, there are various controls and functions. Make sure that you have the right camera and microphone selected. You can go to full screen or tiled mode when viewing your meetings. On the left-hand side, there's an option to share your screen or send a link via the meeting chat function. Keep an eye out for the countdown alerts. Again, you'll be tuned in automatically to your next meeting when the time comes. At all events, we provide live support, so please use this function if you have any questions.
So hopefully that's a useful brief introduction to how the platform works. As I said, we will have live support throughout the event itself, but I would ask that in advance you use the links provided in your invitation to the appointment system just to briefly test your system and your network. It's much easier to test that in advance than have a panic on the day. There's just some instructions on that on the email, and get in touch if you need any assistance on the technical side. As I said, again, if you have any questions now, please do enter them into the function now, and I'll try and answer them before we finish. So that's just to recap in terms of the to-do list. Please submit your preferences by Friday. Also, any time blocking that you may need on the day itself, so that we put those aside for you and don't schedule your meeting next week to avoid us having to unpick them. And then also to test your system in advance. So there are links available in your invitation to submit your choices. If you do that and you have a full set of green responses, or indeed yellow ones, it's only the red warnings that we're worried about. So if you run those and you get a red warning, then please just get in touch and we can advise you on what needs to be done for that. The system itself is compatible predominantly for Chrome on a fixed computer rather than on a mobile device, and for your comfort it's probably a best option anyway. So I don't see any questions coming in, so please speak now. Otherwise I look forward to seeing you on the 8th. I would just, as I said, if you've already submitted your appointment preferences, thank you very much. I would just advise to check in maybe on Thursday or Friday to see if we've got anybody new in kind of the last minute bookings. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on June the 8th. Thank you.